don't call him Showtime for no reason. He's back in his home state.
Yes.
I know you go down south and mix with them other fellas, but you're in the Premier State now. How's it feel to be back in Queensland?
Oh, I love Queensland. Home is where the heart is. It's real thankful to be on this card, giving us the opportunity, and what a card to come back on. And that's one of the main things that brought me back is the opportunity. Like, you can't pass up an opportunity to be on a card like this. You got to grab it with both hands, and I did. And we're into camp now. We've been in camp for a couple of weeks now, so we're just plodding along, and we'll be right.
A bit about your opponent. He's headlined 2 big shows this year. He's been very active, coming up for his 3rd fight. You had a chance to have a look at Wyllie versus Cambosis, Wyllie versus Dib, and then some of his other fights that he's
I have, and he's impressive, man. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of spunk. He's got a good chin. He's got a good work rate. He's got a good will. It's hard to break his will, as you see in the Cambosis fight. It's great to have a good dancing partner. And that's to go out there and to put on a show. You got to have a good dancing partner, and I'm privileged to have a dancing partner like Wyllie, and we're going to test out the age. Is 37 too old? We'll see.
Too easy. Now, how are you going to approach this fight stylistically? I mean, he's a pressure fighter, so are you just going to box on the outside, or what's the plans in camp, and how are you preparing for it?
Yeah, well, that's the idea. I don't mind a fight, but too, as you've seen in my previous ones, I think that was my undoing too in the Suarez fight. Just staying a little bit too long in the 12th round, and I got clipped. And Suarez went on to fight Navarrete, and he should be world champion right now. So that shows the level. That shows the level that I'm on. It's 2 years ago, but I think also making that super featherweight, it just wasn't matching my lifestyle. So, coming up a little bit in weight is going to help us a little bit. And I just got to be the southpaw, man. Like, it's hard to train for. It's hard to train for me. Let's be honest. There's only a handful of southpaws in Australia, and not every south. Just because you move around with a southpaw doesn't mean that southpaw fights the same that. The southpaw you're going to fight's going to spar. It's like, sparring Marquez to fight Mayweather just because they're orthodox. So, I think that's going to pose a problem for him. My style and finding partners to move around with, but just got to get on my long punches, and he's taller than I thought. Standing next to him, I didn't realise how tall he was.
He's got those Nike years
and the higher ones. Maybe he was up with his tippy toes a little bit.
I think he took that from Georgie Cambosis. He's up high like his
But I'm deceptive. I'm not small for the weight, but I've got long arms. So I think he's going to realise that when we get in there that my arms are longer than what he thought, and that jab's coming, and the hand speed is going to be a problem for him. And but we'll see. He's a great young fighter, and he's had some great fights, and he's been very active. So it's going to be a real test for me. So.
Now, one thing I do want to ask you went away for a bit, but we've seen Charlie Suarez. Did that give you a confidence booster watching him fight Navarrete to come back in the ring? I mean, you went 12 rounds with him. Navarrete was about to get stopped in 8. Did that make you feel, fuck, I'm actually really on this world class, I need to come back?
Listen, I didn't realise how good Suarez was until the fight. Like, I'd seen bits and pieces, but I'd never seen him, because he'd only had maybe 10 fights.
Yeah.
So I never realised how good he was until I got in there with him, and I'm like, oh shit, he's really good. And I wish there was a score counter telling me who was winning the fight, because I would have jumped on my bike and would have ran in that fight. But in myself, I knew that fight was close, maybe closer than what the scorecards were showing. So I thought I had to win them last couple of rounds to get the fight. And unfortunately, like Justice said, you got to be on for the whole time, and 12 rounds is a long time.
36 minutes.
12 rounds is a long time, and I think it was a bit of exhaustion and getting hit. But if you watch that fight back, that was a massive shot I got hit with. I've got a pretty good chin too. I've had a couple of flash knockdowns, but I've never been hurt like that. And for him to have that power in the 12th round too is crazy. And I wish the ref would have gave me my Gaddy Ward moment and let me go out on my feet, or let me get dropped again and that, and maybe I could have lasted the round. But in saying that too, the ref's got to make a decision what's best for the fighters, and who's to say if I was the ref I wouldn't have made that same decision, because that was a hellish punch I got hit with, and it's surprising I even got up. And even if you watch the replay of it and you hear Fennec, he was like, "You can't believe I got up for it," and that's one of our greatest saying that. So but yeah, massive confidence from that, and realising actually how good he is. And Navarrete is like a multiple division world champion, and he should be world champion right now, Suarez. So let's face it, he should be. The fight got stopped through that cut, and that cut was caused by a punch, not a head clash. So he should be champion right now, and brings me massive confidence.
Perfect.